Is Earth World, fuck me. Is Earth 2 a scam? Hi, my name is Matt, and you're watching Code Tech Tutorials. I'm a C++ coder. I want to take a look at this little thing that's been going around this last week about Earth 2 being a scam. I'm not invested in the game. I've watched a bunch of reaction videos. I'm aware that most of the big YouTubers are criticizing it and saying it's a scam. And so far from what I've watched, it looks like most of them are right. They've been able to kind of tear apart any argument to say that it's not a scam. So I want to just dig into some facts and some reactions and just give you my perspective and let you know what I think as a non-invested third party. Alright, let's take a look. So they do have a web page. It's just earth2.io. And as you can see here, it looks like every land is up to 200,000% or more. And it looks like you got a, I don't know, they got some prices here. So, quick synopsis from what I understand of what this is. Basically, they're in development. They've got a team. They've got a marketplace and buy land. And they're in a land buying phase right now. So this is like supposed to be a replica of the world, and they're doing it in a tile-based system, and you can buy tiles. And I guess they're kind of comparing it to like a crypto, like every land tile is a section that can be resold or whatever. So based on location, it might go up and down. So they're like, oh, you can buy in early. Essentially, someone will want the land later, and you can profit off of that. So I think that's a pretty, that's like a pretty whatever system. Okay. It sounds like it can't, I don't know. I'm just going to leave that one alone for now. That's just, I'm having a hard time wrapping my head around why it would be a good idea to buy into that. That sounds like a lose-lose situation already. You're buying digital land for a lot of money, and there's nothing really to do with it right now except sell it, I guess. All right. So we'll come back to that probably. Let's just click some stuff and take a peek around. Let's buy land. So they've got a map here. You can go satellite. Okay. It's just an online thing. Okay. Gotcha. I like the design of the webpage. It's pretty clean, but they've got some highest net worths. They put a leaderboard up. Oh my. You know what they say about leaderboards? If you put a leaderboard up, someone's going to try to get to the top. And that scramble to the top is probably making them tons of money right now. Holy crap. So I guess the team behind it, they've got a pretty, I can't comment on the team, really. You can read all about them here. Looks like they've got 7 developers. Now, the developers are the ones that are supposed to be building this, and they're supposed to be like turning this into an MMO. So I guess, what happens at that point is you get to actually build on your land and play the game with your land. Whatever that means. Is it going to be like, I guess we don't know. And to be honest, that big of the whole world replicated, nothing's going to run that well. We need some extreme advancements in computer science before that sort of scale is reasonable to like render. But we'll come back to that. All right, this is gonna be like a pretty long deep dive, so we're gonna check out a few videos. So I hope you got your coffee. I got a cold coffee. It is delicious. All right, so I'm like kind of taking my time to think a lot here because I'm trying to figure out what to even say. So maybe the best thing to do here is for me to go look at some stuff or show you some videos that I watched and kind of react to them and give my opinion, because there's not really a whole lot here on this website. Yeah, you can buy land. Sure, once you log in and stuff, it probably gets better. And they got a video. Okay. So footage was thrown together using some works in progress from inside our E2 engine. So they're designing their own engine. Okay. We're going to skip forward a little. I'm going to mute that. I don't want to. So this, wait a second. Okay. This is something right now, like, you can go look up YouTube tutorials about how to do this on Unreal or Unity, I'm pretty sure, because Unreal supports this right now. So, I don't, as far as I know, they're not using Unreal, they're using their own E2 engine. But I know that you can do this in Unreal. So, I mean, this looks good, but what is this? Is the question that I heard come up. Sure, looks cool, cool terrain. But what I want to see is like, you know, they could just throw this landscape together, get this camera flying around, take some pictures. But are they actually planning on using this? So I think, you know, from a development standpoint, if you want to do a real replica of the world like they're doing, you pull the height maps from every tile for this whole world, and you put them in here like this. And you can also maybe, if you can figure out where trees are, you can place trees and rocks and houses. So you could like sort of pseudo populate things, but it's going to look super ugly unless you have really good placement stuff. It's not a task that's feasible. You could do a hack job of it and it would still be really cool to just be like, hey, we scanned the world, we ran it through this, we did the terrain, however, it did the height maps and, you know, the different biomes, it would auto do those. You could, you know, it wouldn't be super hard to design a system like that just goes off all the height maps and everything and the sea levels and mountain ranges and whatever and just auto kind of does stuff. So you could do the whole world like that. Like that's something I feel like if I really thought about and had a plan, I could probably like hammer out a little demo of that in a day, you know. But of course it's going to take more because anytime you say you're going to make something and it's going to take you a day, it takes 4 times as long. So it'd probably take me like 4 days. But I don't feel like that's something that's not doable. But also, like here, is that what this is? Or is this just like, hey, here's like some landscapes and shaders and stuff and a camera moving around? Because that's all I'm seeing. And of course with music to make it sound awesome. Yeah, this is like flying around terrain. This isn't that. There's nothing even close to groundbreaking here. This looks like Arma 2 or something, or Arma 3. You know, it's not. I don't know. Someone's gonna be mad about that. But like, if people are being sold on this video, don't be sold on that video. What? That's not like a. There's nothing, there's game-wise, there's nothing there. You could like drop a character in and walk around, but that's it. Like, I don't know. It's hard to say for sure. All right, let's look at some more juicy videos. Let's get into some drama. All right, it's drama time. Oh my goodness, there's so many of these guys. This is like the thing to do right now. And I wonder if people are just doing it for clickbait. I mean, it's great clickbait right now. You know, you can't go wrong. I guess it's actually really low according to whatever the heck this little thing is. I want to find the juicy ones. I don't see any juicy ones. Alright, there's a few in particular. I'll find them and then I'll... Okay, here's the one I originally watched. It was from this Big Fry guy. I watched some clips from a Twitch stream and it was actually really funny. Hold on, let's just like peek through these because I think this is a good place to start. This is where I originally learned. This guy, you know, this is just a guy that reviews FPSs and new games and stuff. He seems pretty legit, like honest and stuff, you know. He doesn't hold back. So, Earth 2. He reacted to it on stream and was just like, yeah, that's not possible. And then someone got really, yeah, I guess this is the one from the stream. Someone got really mad at him for like not doing his research or something and jumped in Discord with him. And it was I watched the whole thing. It was so funny. Earth 2 supporter argues with me on Discord. Like, it's pretty cringy video to watch, but just hearing the Earth 2 supporter argue, the supporter of Earth 2 sounds like he has a really bad logical ability, and it just kind of made me think it's even more of a scam people that aren't the best logical thinkers are going to fall for it. That's the hot take. And there's supposedly you're supposed to be able to withdraw your money, but they don't have a clean system set up, so you gotta like manually request, and apparently you have to spam them and get in their Discord and like talk about it, and eventually they're like manually doing payouts on their whole system when people want to pay out after they've made profit or whatever. So it's really looking like an MLM, like more people buy in, they get money, they can pay the people that are trying to get out, as long as where people are coming. That's what it's seeming like. I don't know if it's necessarily that. I don't want to like blatantly say it's that, but that's like what most of these YouTubers like this guy and the others seem to think. And I'm kind of like trying to, all right, deep down inside, I know it's a scam, obviously, because how would you? It's the only, okay, here's the reality of it. Right now it's a scam. If they can actually pull this off, they can prove that, hey, it wasn't a scam. But the thing is, this isn't something you can pull off. This is beyond our current technology. Sure, you could do a little map thing online. You can, kind of copy Google Maps. But to make a whole MMO out of it is a whole other thing. Like, that big of a land is going to be a server nightmare. Yeah, it's just not... I don't know what they're planning on doing exactly. I guess you're supposed to be able to build whatever you want on your land. I don't know. There's no game yet. That's the thing. All right. So there's another investor reacts. Hold on. We got to check this out. This is juicy material right here. Big Fry gets into it with this guy, but we want to get into the mind of a supporter, Holy crap, his videos. Jeez. Okay, so he dives back into it. Earth 2 this was the big one that got everyone's attention. Well, 6.2k views. I guess that's not everyone's attention. As you can see, it's only a 6% like ratio. I think that's because people from bigger channels jumped on the bandwagon and were like, downvote this guy. So it's kind of like he was kind of downvote bombed by that. So a little sympathy from that, from like, how bad would it suck to have a creator way bigger than you say, hey, go attack this guy? Don't do that, We're just doing research here, but that's kind of what happened. No, I don't think they blatantly said it, but they were really hating on him pretty hard. Whenever one side of an argument, this is just a general thing, whenever one side of any argument starts going to personal attacks, just nothing about whatever's going on, just like, hey, here's some personal attacks, like in the middle of it, that they no longer are, I don't know. It's like, it makes them kind of lose the argument, even if they win, they still lose, kind of thing. In that way, I feel like this guy won, and at least he kept his head a little, He didn't fall into the trap of that. Okay, I want to give you a few highlights here. You can correct me if I'm wrong, but in this video here, he says he put in like $5,000, I think, $5,000 of land, and he said he's pulled out and got into his bank account like about 15,000. I think I'm saying that right. Put in 5,000, pulled out 15,000. So in that case, he made money. And if he actually like banked money on this, then he's getting the last laugh. He's like, I don't care if you call it a scam or not. I'm doing great. But we're not sure. It's not clear to everybody that that's the reality, because the problem is, like in this video, there is a lot of bias. Like, clearly, this guy wants to sell his land on here. That's his main motive, is to get you to join, use his link, buy some of his land so he gets more money. He's kind of like trying to propagate the whole thing so more people join so he can make more money, right? And you would say, well, maybe he's not. Maybe he's just making a video. But he pushes it pretty hard. He says somewhere in here, he's like, hey, use my link, yada, yada, yada. It's not a scam, it's not an MLM, but use my link and join, which kind of proves that it is. So it's kind of backs himself into a corner there by saying it's not a scam and then pushing out the old MLM technique, like your friends from 10 years ago call you up and try to get you with every once in a while, that sort of thing. I got this great thing, and if you just join, you'll make tons of money. All you got to do is get a bunch of other people to join under you, and you make tons of money. Because that's kind of what how this works. Apparently, if you buy certain classes of these tiles or lands, you get like I guess sort of like an investment thing. You get a free kickback, but only when other people buy land. So other people have to buy land for you to get this kickback, which, that's not normally how, if you've ever done anything with the stock market or anything that stakes, you know that that's not how it works. You just hold, you have partial ownership and that sort of thing. But we all know in reality, if you own land, you just got to pay taxes, at least in my country. So while owning land sounds nice, you still got to pay every year on that land, even, just taxes, land tax. So there's no land tax. Apparently you're supposed to get the land tax or something, but only if other people are spending money. So the fact that other people have to spend money, all right, well, he's got a new video. It's not quite as heavily watched and stuff, so maybe it's got some good context. Maybe we'll just pull this whole full one apart right here. Let's do it. All right.
Course where I can give you extensive knowledge on how you can make the lowest approved videos on YouTube. I will fly you
Lowest approved videos on YouTube.
out to my studio where I will personally train you, and you will go through a rigorous course on how to upset delicate snowflakes on YouTube in record time.
I'm glad that he's taking this lightly, because, geez, having a video with 6%, only 6% approval rate is pretty rough. I take my videos down when they go below 80 sometimes. Okay, I digress.
For 3 easy payments of $99.95.
Clearly, he's just trolling here. Okay, let's get past this a little bit.
Somewhere. What's up? What can you do with this?
I don't know. Maybe we'll miss something. I don't want to skip it. Let's just watch the whole thing.
This unique knowledge? Well, you want to be able to go to your grocery store without getting spit on, or you'll get cussed out waiting for your rental car at the airport. And if you're truly at the top of your class, you'll get the FBI calling you. I hope you know I'm joking. Don't send me money.
Okay, so, making light of the situation's fine. But do people really do this? No one's going to attack you. I mean, if they do, you can call the police. They can't do something like that.
Because if you do, I'm just going to start buying and wearing dislike t-shirts. But I swear, I think that ratio's got to be a record somewhere. What's up, guys?
Nope, probably not. I mean, it's pretty good. It's a pretty good ratio as far as downvotes go.
Steve here. Did this really just happen? Big Fry TV, who was calling Earth 2 a scam, which is not, now is signed up for something very similar to Earth 2. Like, no joke. It is called Palea.
I don't think Palea is not similar to Earth 2. I don't think. Also, it's not out yet, but it has a bigger, better team behind it, I believe. And, well, I'm not trying to defend Palea or anything, but it's not anything like Earth 2.
Now, before you jump down my throat, let's read this paragraph together. The game is described as a community simulation MMO, where you'll be able to build your own town, collaborate with other players, and unravel the truth of your mysterious past.
A lot of games do that. Well, the whole, like, you could say that about a lot of different games, like any of the survival games where you work together, you build your own town, that sort of thing. But the thing people seem to skip over a lot is you're not like putting a ton of money in. Like with Palea, whatever, how you say it, you probably just like pay whatever for the game, like $49.99, $59.99, whatever. You buy the game, you have the game. Maybe there's a subscription or something, but that's it. With Earth 2, you're like taking big money risks. You're like dumping part of your savings into it and hoping that it grows and thinking it's your future and stuff like that. With Palea or any other MMO, there's no illusion of that. You're perfectly aware that you're going to spend lots of time on this game, pay your $9.99 monthly fee, and spend lots of time on this game, and that's it. That's the game. Enjoy the game. You don't get things popping up at you and being like, hey, this is untaken. You drop $60 here. Maybe you'll get more than that later, and here, and those are just everywhere. So you're tempted to keep putting money in. That's the big difference. That's the big difference. All right. Also, Palea is supposed to be a game. It doesn't look like Earth 2 is ever going to be a game. I hope that it will. It looks super cool. It sounds super cool, but the reality is it doesn't seem possible. And I get that, people that aren't super into development might not realize that and might think, hey, they got a good team behind him. It seems possible, seems plausible. And I could be wrong. Maybe it is. Maybe they will get it done. But I would bank on no right now. It doesn't seem possible. All right, let's listen. Let's continue. This guy's. I'm only at 1 minute and 9 seconds in, and I can already tell you that this guy does not have his head on straight. He's comparing two things that are nothing really alike. Well, I think this is actually supposed to be an MMO. Earth 2 is like it's massive multiplayer. Oh gosh, this guy thinks. Oh yeah, he's the one who said massive media online RPG. That's not what MMO stands for. Oh jeez. Oh jeez. So maybe he still thinks that's what it stands for. I don't know.
Let's say that again. Community Simulation MMO, where you can be able to build your own town.
This is hard to
Big
watch.
Fry TV, sign me up. But seriously, he just like said that. Earth.
What? I'm confused now. Does this guy really think they're like the same game? And that they have the same premise of staking land?
Earth 2 is the same exact thing, just with better graphics.
Whoa. Better Earth 2 doesn't even have graphics. Let's be clear. Like, sure, they're showing you pictures. But you can't like go in this game and run around. There's nothing to play right now. Nothing. Zero. They have these videos, which anyone that has a little bit of experience on like Unreal or Unity can do this without that much trouble. I would hope that a team of 7 seasoned developers could do like something like this, just make a scene, which they're doing clearly, and flying cameras around. That's no problem. That's not that big of a deal. Let's just be clear here. There is no current game. There's nothing to install. So his argument's completely irrelevant. Is this guy for real or is he trolling? I can't even tell. I can't tell if he's real.
So because they added a monetary element to their game, now all of a sudden it's a scam? I mean,
that's not the reason. It's just the way it works, right? It's like I just said. You're kind of being constantly tempted to buy new land thinking you're going to be able to invest it. And then also for the investments to work, you've got to get more people to join. Which is like, that's classic MLM right there. I should know. My brother's been in 1 or 2. And eventually he realized he's not anymore. But I remember when he was in them and he was like talking to me about it. I was like, man, this sounds... And yeah, he lost a lot doing that. He did not make out well. And he tried hard. He put in some work. He was dedicated. He's a dedicated individual. But anyway, I digress. Let's continue. Let's see if we can get through this.
seriously, what is this Disney wannabe Cinderella looking garbage? I'm kidding. I totally signed up. But how does this get people fired up, but Earth 2 doesn't? So you want to back...
This guy doesn't get it. All right, let's address that question. So why does this get people fired up, but Earth 2 doesn't? Well, I think we figured out why Earth 2 doesn't. I've already kind of touched that. There's not a whole lot more to say. But people are getting excited about this because, well, I don't know, everything. I'm not a big... I haven't signed up or anything like that yet. It's just that it seems to have some stuff actually done. Like this right here is probably really the game. And they probably have some playable stuff. Not just like scenes with cameras flying around. And they're not trying to say, hey, FOMO, fear of missing out, join now and get this land cheap. Or you can miss out and get it later when it's really expensive. So they've got, Earth 2 has that FOMO thing going on. And that's like, it's a sales technique. So if you're like buying into the sales, you could spend a lot of money. And if you're not good at like, if you're a whale and you're not good at controlling yourself and you see something that looks good to you, looks spicy, looks like a good investment, and you just got tricked, you could dump like, your life savings or whatever into this thinking it's going to 500x or 50,000x. These numbers 129,000 times value. So people see this and they're like, whoa, man, I can make so much money. And they dump a lot in. That's the problem. You ever heard the saying, if it looks too good to be true, then it probably is too good to be true? That's exactly what's going on here. These numbers right here are so huge they look too good to be true. So they probably are. It's pretty safe. I mean, if a bunch of people, if I'm wrong and a bunch of people make money off of this, like, go them. I'm not against any of that or anything. I'm just trying to be straight here. All right, let's continue. I'm still, a minute 38 seconds in, and I'm still absolutely baffled by this guy's sense of logic already. I mean, I don't mean to be like mean, but I guess I don't know if he's trolling. He might be trolling. Is this a complete troll video? Let's just watch, I guess.
Fact that because big names are behind this, I think.
Okay, yeah, I don't know all the names behind this. I heard like ex-Blizzard devs and ex-League of Legends devs, which is, that sounds good for an MMO. You want people that have good experience in the area.
The CEO of earth-2 actually said it pretty well. He said it right here. I know they're picking on me because of my background, but at some point in time, every successful person was unknown. Based on their approach, only rich and famous people should be allowed to create something new and inspiring, meaning that anyone else should perhaps not to try.
Wait a second. No, that's a rigged quote. I mean, people don't think this. It's just that, think of me, for example. You've seen my recent videos. Maybe you've seen my older videos. If you look at like my catalog of videos and kind of how I progressed, you can take a pretty good guess at what my next few videos are going to be like. It's just like, it's that. If you look at someone's history of work, you can kind of take some pretty good estimated guesses at what their next work is going to be like. And of course, they're going to get better over time, and it's great to practice. And, me personally, I'm rooting for anybody to do new things, try new things, and succeed. Especially when it's, super cool projects and all that. And I don't particularly care what your past was, as long as you're dedicated and all that. So I just think that he's taking it a little hard, maybe, which I get. People are probably really railing this guy, but like, he really goes like pity patty sad here, which is where I lose it. Based on their approach, only rich and famous people should be allowed to create something. That's that's not the point, though. I don't know. Like, I haven't looked enough in this guy's history, but nor do I particularly want to. It's just that it's just kind of going down the sadness route. Perhaps they shouldn't even try. That's never the answer. Like, not trying is the enemy. Always try if you care. You don't want to try like things you don't care about. If you care about something, try. If you really care about something, you don't care what other people say, right? And maybe that's the case. If that's the case with Earth 2 and they don't care about what other people say, then maybe they have a chance. But if they do care about what people say, I don't think they have much of a chance, because they're going to get eaten alive. So they really have to not care and just do what they are going to do and prove everyone wrong.
Create something new and inspiring, meaning that anyone else should perhaps not to try. And then Farron, one of the developers, I think it was him, I couldn't find the comment, so maybe it wasn't him, but one of them said that I'll be pissed if it's a scam because I'm busting my ass over here. Now I think the clash in the recent...
Okay, but that doesn't prove anything. It's a good quote, but it doesn't prove anything.
Hate on Earth 2, especially on this...
Wait a second. Anybody could just say that too. Like, you don't know behind the scenes if they could just be like sitting around doing nothing, and then they just type that, Well, I hope it's not a scam. You don't know. You just don't know, right?
Channel is because a company is coming out and putting investing titans and neckbeard basement gamers into the same room when they're usually worlds apart. Like Big Fry TV, that's a gaming channel, and then myself, I'm a financial channel. I know it doesn't seem like that because of the nature of Earth 2, but that's what it is.
Just powering through.
I'm here because there's money to be made, and
There we go. There we go. He's here because there's money to be made. He's a financial channel. He wants this to succeed because if this succeeds, it's kind of like I was saying about his earlier video. If this succeeds, he succeeds. If this fails, he loses a lot of money. That's kind of the underpin of what's going on here. That's my read.
There's money that I want you guys to make. You talk
Money I want you guys to make. You're gonna have a really rough time. Like, okay, well, maybe you can. All the controversy with the withdrawals and stuff that's going on does not make anything sound any better. It sounds like people are sometimes able to get them, but they have to wait months and months. So that's an issue.
about crypto, NFTs, Earth.
I personally, everything I have invested in, I could pull it out anytime, whenever I want. There's no restrictions, and that's part of like anything I ever invest in. I want to know the exit strategy because you don't want to be left holding the bag. You don't want to be left holding all the useless stuff. Man, I don't think there's a good exit strategy here. If everything flops, it's part of the problem.
To any other metaverses. Like my last video got an astounding 7% approval rating.
6% now, it's even worse.
But that's mostly because video gamers are coming in and telling investors how to invest. You don't see me.
I don't think that's why. I think you got dislike bombed from Big Fry's audience. Like, obviously. Clearly he doesn't like you. Clearly he thinks you're a fool. Clearly he told his audience that and they're doing the same thing. I don't know. It is what it is. It's YouTube.
Me busting open the doors of an operating room in a hospital and be like, hey, doctor surgeon guy, let me help you with that open heart surgery there, hey. I'm like, come on. I've even said this in like a past video, actually one of my first videos, how this is going to be so terrible having these two worlds collide. I feel this channel is always going to be controversial because the nature of the beast. And I know it's not my content because I already got like 60 or 70 dislikes before my last video even premiered. I could have started that video and said the sky was blue and given you 400 reasons why it is, and it still would have been disliked into oblivion.
How are you?
Okay, I don't care about this stuff. I just want to hear about the actual game and
Jack
stuff.
and Block.
That in one of his latest videos. But this is the cryptocurrency and the NFT space. And
Okay, so I don't want to be in, like, I'm interested in crypto and stuff, but I don't like these pump and dumper guys. I like natural stuff. I like the one, going with the natural flow of things. I don't like all this fake exit strategy crap.
percent sales spike, and even the CEO tweeted that. And then Big Fry and others are saying that that's not because of them, and it's from this massive ad campaign that Earth 2 started.
I don't
And
know.
then he showed
But yeah, I mean, if they advertise on Facebook, they're going to get a lot of hits and Twitter and stuff. All the big social media where people of the world are.
what he thinks is evidence, so I applaud him on that. But what he
What's wrong here is there's no evidence either way. You're just like, it's just all a bunch of speculation. It's like, where did the new signups come from? I don't know. Unless they have like a way to prove where the clicks came from, it's all speculation probably. So
doesn't know is
it's just useless information here.
that that's just the renewal of some old TV, like just
I don't even know what he's talking about anymore. Renewing ads, old ads.
now.
And be like, hey.
What? What are you talking about? I don't care about old ads.
Passionately watch this company like every single day, and those ads have been there for months. Don't believe me? Go look at the comments under those ads. They are months and weeks old.
So that's his proof that they're not from the ads. I mean, well, if you expose a lot of people to something, some of them are gonna click the thing. I don't know. Maybe they just wanted to put in like $10 and see what they could do or something. Because I would do that. I would put in $10 and see what I could do. Maybe if I were just playing around, but I'm a little scared to put in anything more than that.
So no, they didn't launch some like new massive ad campaign. To be honest, I'm not here to dismiss their opinions. Like,
All right, this is not useful information at all. I don't know if I can continue this. This is brutal.
I've lived in almost every state in the U.S.
Wait, what? Lived in almost every state in the U.S. Why? Hold on, let's listen to this.
Guy who doesn't do anything to avoid these situations. Watch out for. I think your hate is misplaced. I'm 37 years old and I have not once ever been scammed in my life. And I'm not just
What a clip to unpause to. Because you know what everybody's saying right now. It's like, until now, right? I don't know if it's a scam or not. All right. But if I had to guess, okay.
Just some boring guy who doesn't do anything to avoid these situations. I've lived in almost every state in the US, traveled to several countries, and talked to hundreds of thousands of people from all walks of life. Drive a $60,000 car, and I'm semi-retired. I pick stuff up here and there because I get bored, but that's not because of any lack of money. That's just because I want to do something. Not to boast around my successful life, because that's not really who I am. But I wouldn't get here if I just joined scams. Like, what? This, and that? Oh, sign me up.
Okay. Well, I guess the argument here is we don't actually know. And what does it matter? What? Living in different states, traveling around the world, and having a car that costs 60 grand doesn't prove you're successful. And also, I couldn't tell what car that was. Was that really a $60,000 car? It didn't look like one. It looked like I don't know, just like an older Lexus. I don't know. I didn't even know. I'm not a car guy.
I don't just join companies off a whim. That's not what I do.
But yeah, in this last year, it has been really easy to make money in the stock market and stuff. So a lot of people can say they're super successful investors right now. But just wait. We're having a repeat. I think this is just my own personal take. I think we're kind of having a repeat. We're going to have a repeat of what was the 1920s, roaring 20s. And we're probably going to see a crash at the end of this decade. So it's probably going to be pretty big. That's my guess. Don't take financial advice from me, but I just want to look back at this video in 10 years and see if I was right. I just have a really strong feeling about that, and I don't know why. And a lot of times when I get these weird, really strong feelings about things like that, they turn out to be true. So take that for what you will. I've kind of learned to trust my instinct because there's so many things where it's like, no way. Yeah, sure, I thought it, but that doesn't mean it. And then later I've been like, oh no, I should have committed. I was right, but I didn't think I was right. Okay. Yeah, anyway. So that's a nonsense point. Let's continue watching this guy.
I have not once ever been scammed.
I have not once ever been scammed. You know that's a lie. There's not a single person that's 37 years old that has not once been scammed. There's no way. No way. I mean, there's got to be something, you know?
Not looking to start now, and I don't project that on this channel
There's no way. I guarantee you that's a lie.
either.
And yeah, sure, the argument's going to be, but do you have proof? Of course not. The proof is that's how you learn, like everybody gets scammed by something at some point, and then they learn to watch out for that stuff, when you're young and dumb, that sort of thing. But just to try to save face and say I've never been scammed a single time in my entire life, that's another thing that just sounds too good to be true. So you kind of know that something's fishy here.
Verve 2 was a scam. Why are they still here 6 months later?
Who knows? Because they haven't left? What kind of question is that?
Make tens of millions of dollars already, and they regularly speak with the community on Discord, and they register. And why would they show their registry or their business number?
Probably because they have to.
I'll put it in this video. We can put if they want to disappear into the night.
Well, nobody knows what's going to happen. The point here is the whole setup system is looking pretty sketch, and what they're saying the game is not very feasible right now. Like I said, we're going to need some serious advancements in computer science and hardware and a lot of things if we want to see this game how they're saying it is.
Now you have two governments chasing after you. You can't just say no refunds and dissolve the company and just peace out. No.
You can't. Yeah, you can. It happens all the time. Sure, I mean, they can't. They'll ruin all their reputations, so maybe it's not worth it for them to do that. But once again, I'm kind of seeing a trend here of logical ability. You just said you can't do that. And that's he's applying a Boolean value and saying it's always one thing when it's clearly not. All right. Well, here's my programmer mind sneaking up on us, but that's a false statement, no matter what you say it about.
government's chasing after you. You can't just say like no refunds and dissolve the company and just peace out. No, there's consumer protection laws that.
Sure, they could do that. It's not to say that they couldn't. Maybe they wouldn't. That's a whole other thing, whether they would or not. But they could. And that's not saying it's a scam. That's not me saying it's a scam or anything. I'm just saying, just kind of picking apart its logic a little bit, because people can do whatever they want. You can't tell them they can't. You know, they could, sure.
Protect.
I could fly. Would I do it successfully? No. Would I crash and burn? Yes. But I could fly. So you can't say I can't fly. All right, you know, that's not a good example, but
People. Like if you disagree, let's take Tesla, for example.
oh God, this can't be good. You go into Tesla right now? Tesla's not in a good state right now. You're aware of that, right? Like, Elon Musk is about to tank everything because he's such a, whatever he is, he's such a troll, I guess. Like, there's going to be a point when people stop taking him seriously, and I think it's a turning point right about now, because he's kind of proven to be a real derp recently, unfortunately. But, you know, maybe he'll grow out of it, or past it, or whatever, but not looking good for him recently.
Say they made like super crappy cars, and then with a whole bunch of problems, and then they just put in their terms, if you don't like this car, tough luck, you're SOL.
Then nobody would buy it. What kind of point is that? This is already a done deal. You can't just say, what if the past was different? Wait, I don't even know. I don't even know. I'm not sure what his point's going to be, but it's definitely not going to make sense. All right, let's listen.
Now, do you really think that Elon Musk would not catch any heat for that? Like,
the company would have never even gotten off the ground. Probably, you know? Yeah, that's what happens. People avoid the shady businessmen. That's what's going on here. That's common sense.
like, come on. Now, I think a lot of people who aren't pro earth-2 think it's a scam because they don't really understand the market. They don't understand NFTs or what it even stands for.
It's not that hard to figure out. Wait, you're railing on other people's acronyms when you explained what MO was last video? Oh God.
Or virtual real estate in general. And to be honest, if you're not really tech, finance, or crypto like educated or inclined, it's gonna sound super scammy. Like, hey bro,
Yes, it does sound super
you want to? I can see that side. It sounds like the stupidest thing in the universe.
But okay, here we go.
That's what I'm here. That's what I'm here for. I'm gonna try to break it down so it's like as easiest to digest as possible.
You're not doing a very good job.
And I will never scam anybody because what benefit do I get from scamming
Their money. You get their money.
people? And earth-2
Oh my God, I can't. Is this real? I did not expect to have this reaction. I thought this was gonna be like something different.
hasn't been
what it is.
first company that come out and like do this idea.
Okay.
Look up Decentraland. They
Yeah, how good did Decentraland do?
sell fake land,
Okay.
and they have a smaller competitor to earn a better feeling. Me taking that down. Phone app that you can put on your phone. Follow me on Instagram or Twitter.
Wait, he didn't plug his link this time, did he? No, he did. He's got it down here. Holy crap. Look, I don't know if Earth 2 is a scam or not. It seems like one, but this guy is not doing it. He's not giving it any help. It's not making it look like less of a scam. Alright, well, I think I've had enough. Jeez. Let me know if you guys want to see more videos like this and me diving into things like this. Alright, I'll see you in the next episode. Peace out.